Welcome back, everyone. Let's solve LeetCode 152 maximum product subarray. Given an integer array nums, find the subarray that has the largest product and return the product. The test cases are generated so that the answer will fit in a 32-bit integer. Note that the product of an array with a single element is the value of that element. So for this first example here with this nums array that has 2, 3, -2, and 4, the output is 6 because the subarray 2, 3, the subarray here, yields the largest product, right? And example 2 here, we have -2, 0, and -1. Notice how the answer is 0. We could either just take 0 by itself, right? And technically we could do -2, 0, and -1, 2. That's a continuous subarray, and the product is still 0, right? So the answer we return is 0. And if we look at the constraints here, everything is straightforward. Notice how the nums, the values inside of the nums array, they will be inclusive -10 to the range all the way to +10, okay? So let's go to the drawing board and get a better understanding of our approach. So this problem has a 36% acceptance rate. So I'm going to simplify it to make it very easy so it doesn't feel that difficult. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have a maximum product. So max prod variable. And we'll set it equal to -10, because remember the constraints, the numbers are inclusive from the range -10 all the way to 10. So because of those constraints, we know that anything larger than -10 will be valid, right? We'll replace our max prod, okay? And then prod, we'll set that equal to 1, right? Because we need to multiply our prod against each number and our nums array. And it makes sense to start prod as equal to 1, right? So we can actually get the product of those numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to go left to right, and we're going to do right to left. We're going to do a for loop that goes left to right and a for loop that goes right to left, and we're going to track the max prod and the prod. So what does that look like? So when we start off going left to right, we update our prod to be equal to 1 times 2 because we're here, okay? So prod becomes 2, and then now we ask ourselves, can we update the max prod? Yes, because 2 is greater than -10, okay? Then we go here, and we update the prod to be 2 times 3, so that gives us 6, right? Is 6 greater than our max prod? It is, so max prod gets updated. Okay, so here's the caveat here. Here's a very important thing. If we ever reach a 0, we immediately, okay, so first and foremost, let's just continue on. So we reached a 0, right? So we say prod times equals 0, so now prod is equal to 0, okay? The max prod will stay the same because 6 is greater than 0. But the fact that we reached this 0 here, we have to update our prod to now reset to be 1, right? Okay, just like we did here. All right, great. So then we continue on. We get to -2. 1 times -2 gives us -2. That's not larger than the max prod. Okay, so we continue on. We get here, and we have a -2 times a -4. That is a +8, right? So now the max prod gets updated to 8, okay? And then now we do the exact same thing, but this time we go from right to left, right? And we do the same logic. The only difference now is we reset prod to be equal to 1 now that we're going right to left, because we want to see what the maximum product is from the right to left. Same logic, right? So prod times -4, so we're here, right? So 1 times -4 gives us -4. -4 is not larger than our max prod, okay? So we continue on, we get to here, right? -2. -2 times -4 gives us 8, right? And that's equal to the max prod, so we don't have to update it, okay? Now the prod will get updated at this 0 here, right? Because, okay, so I lost it, but going from right to left, we still know that the current prod will eventually be 3 times 2, which is 6, but still it won't override our output, right? So that is the approach, very simple. Let me go ahead and draw out this solution. So we do a define max product subarray, and that will take in a nums array, right? Okay, so far so good. Okay, so like I mentioned, we're gonna initialize our max prod to be equal to -10, and I'm just following the constraints. I didn't just invent -10. I chose -10 because the constraints say that the values in the nums array will range from -10 to +10. So anything larger than a -10 will always update our max prod, okay? And then we want prod equal to 1, because we're going to be multiplying prod against the numbers in our array, right? So it makes sense to set prod equal to 1. So now let's go left to right, okay? So for num and nums, prod, so this is our running prod, right? Prod times equals the num, okay? Now let's check if we can update our max prod. So max prod is equal to the max of max prod and the current prod, okay? And then very important, if the prod is ever equal to 0, that means we are losing our continuous streak, okay, of the maximum product. So we have to reset prod to be equal to 1, okay? All right, so then now that this for loop is done, we need to go from right to left, right? So we reset prod to be equal to 1, and then to left is for num and nums, but we're gonna reverse, right? And here's the syntax in Python to do that. Okay, here, -1, that's how we go from right to left. We are gonna do this exact same logic. So I'm gonna copy this down, okay? So this exact same logic here. And then at the very end, all I simply have to do is just return the max prod, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and do a dry run here, okay? So we'll go ahead and do this example again, and I want you to pause and see if you can do this example by yourself. And the output here, okay, yeah, I want you to, do this example by yourself. All right, let's see here. Okay, so max prod starts off at -10, prod is equal to 1 for num and nums. So let me create a variable num to represent that. So I'll just do num, okay? For num and nums, prod times equals that num, okay? So prod becomes a 2, and then we update our max prod to be equal to the max between itself and the current prod. So this max prod becomes a 2, and we don't have to worry about this if case, right? We continue on in our for loop. So we get here, prod times equals num. So prod now becomes a 6, and max prod gets updated to 6. We don't hit this condition, so we continue with the for loop. We get here now, okay? Prod times equals num, okay? So well, 6 times 0 gives us a 0. Max prod stays the same from the previous iteration. Now we hit this case, right? If prod is equal to 0, now prod is equal to 1, right? Because we can't multiply 0 by the numbers in our number array. We can, but that's going to give us 0 every time, right? So that's how we have to update prod to be equal to 1. So continue on with this for loop here. Num comes here, and prod times equals num. So now prod becomes a -2. Max prod stays the same, right? Because 6 is greater than -2. we don't hit this case, right? Because prod is not equal to 0, but it is a negative number, but still it's not equal to 0, right? And we continue on in the for loop, we get here, right? Right? Prod times equals num. So prod, now negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8, right? So max prod gets updated to a positive 8, okay? And we don't hit this case, and we're terminated with a for loop, okay? But we're not quite done yet, right? Because we reset, because we're gonna go from right to left. Because there could have been a case where the right side, and when I say right to left to right, what is basically keeping this logic in place is a 0 here. A 0 breaks the chain, right? Going from left to right and right to left. So because of what I'm essentially saying now is the max product could be to the left of the 0, or the max product could be to the right of the 0. So that's why we're gonna go right to left this time, okay? And yeah, so now we're at this for loop. So prod resets to 1. So prod becomes a 1. Okay, so for num and nums, reverse. Prod times equals that num. So prod now becomes a negative 4. Negative 4 is not larger than the max prod, so this doesn't hit. And prod is not equal to 0, so this doesn't hit. We're back inside the for loop. We get here now, and prod times equals the num. So now prod becomes a positive 8, right? We already know that this 8 is equal to max prod, so we don't have to update the max prod. We also don't hit this case here. We get here, prod times equals 0, so now prod is equal to 0. Max prod will not get updated because 8 is greater than 0, right? So then now we hit this case, okay? Prod is equal to 0, so we have to reset it to 1, okay? And then we continue on in the for loop. We get here, prod times equals the num, so prod becomes a 3. And that's not larger than the max prod, right? And prod is not equal to 0, so we continue on in the for loop. We get here, and prod times equals the num, which is 2, so 3 times 2 gives us 6. And we know that 6 is not greater than 8, so max prod stays the same. And we're done with this for loop. So what do we return? We return the max prod, which in this case is 8, and that's our answer, okay? I want you guys to try this example by yourself, okay? So let's navigate on over to LeetCode, and let's code up a working solution, okay? All right, so prod, we set that equal to -10 because the constraints in LeetCode say that the values in the nums array range from -10 to +10, okay? So we say prod is equal to 1 because you know when you're multiplying anything by 1, it's what the other thing is, right? 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 4 is 4. So for num and nums, we're gonna multiply our prod by that num, okay? And then we're gonna set the max prod equal to the max of itself and that current running prod. If that current prod ever becomes a 0, that means we need to reset it back to 1, right? So we can use it to multiply against the other numbers in the future. Okay, so we just went right to left now. Now we need to go we went left to right. So let me also label that. So we went left to right. Now we need to do the same thing, but we need to go right to left, right? So for num and nums, and then we're gonna reverse the nums, right? We're gonna copy on down this same exact logic, okay? We're essentially finding the maximum product subarray from the right side to the left, and then from the left side to the right, okay? And then obviously we return the max prod at the end. Let's test this out. We get a working solution in the test cases, but let's submit it. And now we get a working solution. Okay, so let's go ahead and navigate to the drawing board to discuss the time and the space, okay? So the time complexity is big O of n, right? we drop the constants, right? Technically, we would say it's 2n, right? Because we do the for loop twice, but we drop that constant 2, so the time complexity is big O of n. The space is constant. We're not using any extra objects in memory. So with that being said, as always, whatever platform you're on, like, comment, subscribe, follow, and I'll catch you in the next one.